Stinging nettle is a powerhouse of a weed, and the more that I learn about it, the more I love it. I've recently learned that it's really good for your hair and scalp health if you infuse it into an oil and then kind of use that as like a little treatment type thing. So that's what we're gonna do today. The first thing you need to do is harvest your stinging nettle. What you wanna do is pick the top 6 to 8 inches of the weed because that's gonna be the most potent leaves. This is a really good way to use nettle after it's gone to seed because herbalists do not recommend consuming the leaves after it's done that. The first thing you need to do is dry your nettle. I did this in a dehydrator, but you could also throw it in the oven for a couple hours at a low temp. Just watch to make sure it doesn't burn. Then you want to pack all the leaves into a jar, and it's okay if you get seeds in there because we're going to be straining it at the end. Once you've picked off all your leaves, you'll fill another jar about halfway full, and then make sure they're completely covered with oil. I'll list the different kinds of oil you can use in the caption so you know which one to use for your hair. If you have the patience, you can let this jar sit in a windowsill for 4 to 6 weeks, but I did not, so I'm going to double boil it in a pot of simmering water for 3 hours. Once it's been 3 hours or 6 weeks, whichever one you chose, you'll strain your oil. I went through a mesh strainer and a cheesecloth just to make sure I caught any seeds that were in there. And then it's ready to use. To use your oil, you'll just take 1 to 2 teaspoons, massage it into your scalp at least 30 minutes before your shower. You could put a nightcap on and leave it overnight if you really wanted to, and then you'll wash it out when you shower. You might have to do a little trial and error to see what works best with your hair type, your hair texture, and how often to do it. But now you have your own natural hair oil.